Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you guys are. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day or a wonderful evening. This is Nash Taters, and we're going to start our live stream. Today's Friday. I just really wasn't feeling too well earlier in the day. I was feeling really lethargic, so I wanted to take a nap, and I slept really good actually. I haven't been sleeping well lately. But this week, actually, for the most part, I've been sleeping all right. Just today, I just felt really tired. I had myself a nice spicy chicken tender sandwich from my local grocery store. It was really delicious, really delicious. They have those sandwiches on sale, like, I would say like once every other week, maybe once every 3 weeks. It's really popular. Obviously, it's not that good for you, right? But man, it's delicious. So I got my water. I got my soda. It's sugar-free. I don't know if this is actually better for you, sugar-free, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm starting to learn how to actually use my streaming software. So I think this one is going to be pretty good in terms of transition. And we'll wait a little bit to see we get more viewers. Hey, what's going on, Lex? How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the stream, man. So I'm learning how to use my streaming software. So I felt like that was a good transition in the beginning of the video, or in the beginning of the stream, actually. But I got my two boys back here sleeping, and one of them, you guys probably can hear him. He's kind of snoring. He's kind of a big snorer. Hey, buddy. I'm about to take him to surgery. I guess potential surgery next week. Because we have to take x-rays of his tooth that was chipped about a month ago. So, and then we're going to clean his teeth out real good. So hopefully he does okay with the anesthesia and things like that. You know, you're always nervous, right, when you go under anesthesia. So. So right now I'm just farming my hard quests. I haven't really played much today. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of my routines today. I think I'm gonna be doing my farm hard node farms, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the topic at hand for Friday Free Thinking, and then I think I'm gonna do some arena, and I think my guildies saved me one battle one last battle for Guild Wars, so we'll see how that looks. And then we're going to try to talk a little bit about the toggling abilities. I think that's important to talk about, but I've been meaning to do some featuring of toggling for my units, but like I said, my plan was kind of shot today because I just wasn't feeling good. Hey, how you doing, man? Let me move my chat over, actually. How's it going, Koi? Doing good, just farming. How do you like Sasha? Kate Master. Kate Master? I enjoy Sasha. I think I'm just not there to get her fully ready yet. So my big boy, he's 8 years old. He'll turn 8 this year, actually. His name is Tater Tots. And my skinny guy, he's like the runner. His name is Taro Tots. So those are my two guys. Alright, let's keep farming here. So these are the units that I'm working on. I got my girl here, Ayaka. I just did her. That's what he said. I just did her. So 25 shards away, getting close. Whisper, let's farm her. 5 shards away from Limit Break 3. Pretty exciting. And then on Sunday, I will get another 5 shards. So moving quite nicely. So let's go ahead and start auto farming her. Yeah, I had like this big headache earlier. Maybe I'm just not drinking enough water. Just need to hydrate. I always need to drink a lot of water. I used to drink maybe like 3 or 4 glasses of water a day. You know, when you're studying, like, I used to study nutrition, so I was like, people always tell you in the textbooks, you have to drink 8 glasses of water. And that's clear baloney, because there's no way you need 8 glasses of water. If each glass of water is 8 ounces, that's 64 ounces. You don't need 64 ounces of fluid every day, unless you're doing like a lot of extracurricular activities. Yeah, Ayaka is really good. Like when you eat food and fruits and vegetables, there's plenty of water in there, so you don't need to drink too much water in all actuality. I think 9 o'clock hour it's a bit different because, well, first and foremost, my fiance is working tonight, so she'll be back around 11:30. That's the reason why I decided to do my stream now. Yeah, I'm a big fan of potatoes. So mashed taters obviously is a play on mashed potatoes. And so we just kept the theme tater tots and then taro tots. Something that have the word tots or tater or something like that. Yeah, Ayaka is really, really good. It's unfortunate that we only have really one quote-unquote legitimate full supporting unit. Maybe in the future they'll give us more, because I'm really always looking forward to those type of units. Right now you can get the ticket selector to get Ayaka if you spend 80 bucks. But I don't know if I want to spend 80 bucks just to get her. You also get 5,000 pay gems, obviously, but it's not many things I need to get right now. I'm hoping when I summon for Agrius that I get Agrius, obviously. I hope to get Mustadio. I hope to get maybe the red Chocobo Vision card, because it gives you 20% magical attack power boost on the bestowed effect. So when you stack that with, say, Ramu at max, you can get 70% boost in magical attack power. That's insanity. That's a ton of damage. But then again, it's going to be pretty hard to max both of those cards. So, but hopefully I can pull Ayaka from those summoning sessions, because I'm really hoping I get Ayaka soon. Because spending $80 is not really that big of an issue. It's just more like, you know, do I need to, right? I don't need her per se, because I just did the brutal. I did the brutal challenge yesterday. I was really bored and decided to take on the brutal challenge on my main account. And oh, look at that whimsy shot! I beat it so easily. It wasn't even funny. Yeah, Ayaka is actually quite good even at Limit Break 4. Like, I don't have any issues with her. Like, she's still squishy enough to get one-shotted by really hard-hitting units like Orlando. But the thing is, though, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact of the AI/toggling abilities. And now we don't have to really deal with that anymore. It's just a matter of, you know, can she stay in the right position, right? Can your tanks get in position to get that aggro? Let's see what we'll get in the whimsy shot. There's nothing I really need. Maybe I'm not really ready to keep going on the Diablos yet, because I still have a chance to buy the Diablos card, I believe. See? I still have a chance to get it to Limit Break 3. Limit Break 3. So I'll probably do that, but look at me. I'm running out of gems pretty quickly here. Don't care, don't care, don't care. Actually, this is not bad if I want to work on her. But I'll definitely pick this up. and then I will pick this up. I'm running really low on growth eggs. I spent all my growth eggs on hello Quester, how we doing? How we doing this evening? So I spent almost all my growth eggs on making the MR videos. So I will put out the UR video most likely on Monday, because Saturdays, generally speaking, the views on videos seem to be pretty poor. So I want to make sure that people have a good ability or a good timing to watch that video on Monday evening. So I'll definitely save that for Monday evening. I think tomorrow I'm going to do some just simple videos, maybe like just do some arena videos, because Sunday I work, so there's a huge possibility that I might be just too exhausted to put any videos up on Sunday. And I know this kind of breaks the idea of daily videos, but I feel like doing daily videos isn't really a must anymore, because you know, a lot of times people don't really watch the videos on time anyways. I think a lot of people just watch videos when they have a chance. Now I feel like Sunday is the perfect time for everyone just to kind of take the day off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I usually try not to watch a lot of videos on Sundays myself. I really just want to hang out and relax. You know, kick the shoes off. Actually, I don't wear any shoes in the house. I'm Asian, so we have that cultural thing. But, you know, grab yourself some good drinks and just watch some TV, hang out with your family, whatever. But generally speaking, I work on Sundays. So for me, that's kind of like, I don't want to think too much about anything other than just needing to work, you know? Because what I do, it takes a lot of effort. You know, you have to really kind of hone in on your craft there. Actually, we skipped a shop. I think we did skip the shop. I need the red Chocobo Vision Cup for Ramzan. Yes, Muda. Yep, I agree. I think the red Chocobo card is going to be kind of... Oh, look at this. Birth of New Life is a good card. And I'm pretty close there. I'll have to pass here, though. I don't think I want to buy any Venera cards. I kind of have to really decide if I want to work on Diablos and spend my gems on that. Because I'm dangerously running low on gems here. And this is my free-to-play account, so that's a tough call. I think I'm gonna pass. Venera, I have Venera and she's great and all, but she's gonna have to take a step back. So let me show you my latest situation here. So this is my... Hello, Jose. How you doing? Welcome, man. Free thinking today? Oh yeah, we're gonna do some free thinking. I'm delivering food with my hubby. Nice. Wait, you're delivering food? Which company are you delivering for? That's interesting. So, alright, so I did Ayaka. I think I just triggered Whisper, right? Whisper's done. So check this out, guys. Boom! You guys are here to witness Salir's journey to level 99. So, I don't care too much about the Whimsy shop because there's nothing really I'm looking forward to. There's no new units that I need to work on. So let's go ahead and let's get, wait a second, sorry. Let me restore some energy here. I'm not gonna make y'all watch any ads. That's silly, right? You don't wanna watch ads on stream. So I'll save the 90 energy for later when I do some other farming. I got tons of pots that I can use for tonight's farming session. So if you guys wanna join my hosting in a little bit, I'm gonna do some hosting, I think. But I'm gonna get Salir here going, and then I'm gonna start trying to level up Salir a little bit. And then, of course, and then get the Friday Free Thinking action going. So because I'm recording this video as well, or I can directly just keep the streaming video on its own right so that people can take the opportunity to watch this episode. But I think I want to get people to chime in on the discussion. So today's topic of Friday Free Thinking, and I think I'll just keep updating the topic as more viewers come in throughout the evening. So today's Friday Free Thinking topic is going to be what exactly does meta mean to people? And in general, gaming culture itself. So that's the discussion. That's the topic of the day. So I think I want to start the discussion off by saying I think the gamer culture has evolved quite a bit over time. Back in the days, it was pretty simple, right? We had Nintendo Entertainment System, we had the Atari, we had Commodore, and arcades were humongous a deal in the 80s and 90s. I remember as a kid, anywhere I went to, whether it's a pizza parlor, 7-Eleven, actually I got a lot of my gaming in at some of my local 7-Elevens, believe it or not. Played Golden Axe, Double Dragon, Prehistoric Isle. Now, for those of you who really know your games, I hope you guys know what Prehistoric Isle was. That was a great game. Oh, Aliens. Oh man, that was a great game. Bad Dudes. What is it? Ninja Gaiden, however you want to pronounce it. A lot of great games in arcades, man. I think one of my favorite by far was Double Dragon. I love Double Dragon. You know, like that's where the youth of the 80s pretty much spent the bulk of their time. It was gaming in arcades. Hey Menace, how you doing, man? Yes. Menace, I'm definitely going to be working hard on a lot of those content going forward in the future, because I feel like I'm kind of making this shift, right? I'm making this shift on this channel. Like I claim to be a very casual player, which I am. I'm very casual, especially on this free-to-play account. But I'm starting to inject some hardcore, that some of that competitiveness in me are starting to come out a little bit. So I think I'm going to be injecting a lot of strategy videos, at least from my own perspective. You know, I think that's the key, is to make sure people understand that this is all me. This is all Frank. Everything I do and say on this channel is representative of how I feel, how I think. And I'm not always correct all the time. There's a lot to learn about this game. Actually, today I learned about the cast for spells for the very first time. I went and read it. And someone gave me the link and I read it. And it was legit, man. It's such a well explained guide that I can actually understand better how casting works in this game for casters. So that's something that's going to be, you know, obviously his own video eventually in the future. So there's a lot to learn. Hey Go, how you doing, man? Long time no see, buddy. I am for Whimsy, just for Gilga and now Diablos. Yeah, I know you're working hard on your vision cards, man. Like, I know you switched your name. I know you used to go by different names, so I guess I have to call you Monty from now on. So Monty, yes, I think you should work on the Diablos card. It's a great card. It's definitely a great card. But for me, I think I'm gonna keep it at, right now, Limit Break 2 if I decide to go the 3,750 gems in and see if that's gonna be enough. Because I think you need to have a solid built vision card, like a Max Awakening. Man, it is very powerful indeed. Hey Kanda, how you doing? So yes, casting time. So I'm gonna go over that in a little bit when we do an arena video, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Thank you, thank you. Like I did a pretty good job tonight. Like, I'm old, man. For those of you that don't know how old I am, I'm in my early 40s. So I've never been that tech savvy guy. But tonight I did a pretty good job, I felt like, in transitioning during the intro of my stream. Because normally I just go all over the place on my computer screen and then I start the stream. But I'm starting to learn the software a little bit more. I'm hotkeying like the functions and things like that, so I don't have to do some of the nasty looking, you know, what you see on your screen. But you know, the best way, the most ideal way to stream is using 2 computer screens, which I don't have because, you know, I'm not hardcore yet. But maybe in the future I'll get like another different computer screen and I can do that. Right now I can read your chat really fine, no problem, because I'm running my iPad on the side, and that's more than enough for me to do what I need to do for streaming. Yes, the skill ability toggle, it's amazing, and I'm gonna go over that real soon. I just want the streamers to, or excuse me, I just want the viewers to see that I'm finally done with Salir. It took a lot of patience to get her here, but this right here is the last farm. It's for her last shard, forever last shard. Any shards in the future is gonna go right into that Exchange shop, soul exchange shop. I'm excited about that. But let me keep going a little bit with the Friday free thinking. You guys can feel free to chime in. I think we're reaching a good age, right? A good age where we either feel really terrible about our life or we feel really good about our life. And I feel really good about my life, so I don't have any midlife crisis issues right now. I don't need to go out and buy a Lambo. And by the way, I saw today at my local grocery store a Lamborghini SUV. Believe it or not, Lamborghini SUV, I didn't even know that existed. Like, what do you need that for? I guess if you need to race and crush somebody, getting a Porsche or a Lambo SUV. All right, you guys are witnessing this. Let me break. Boom, done. Salir is done. Bonjour. Bonjour, Kanda. Joshua, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. I'm slowly working Salir. Yes, Salir. And so far, I'm really loving the white mage sub job. Like, I'm a huge fan of that. I think she can do tons of damage with Holy. She can do tons of damage with just her thunder, and having the ability to heal makes her really nice. And I just did the Trust Master. Woo woo. Yeah, I did kind of shun on I shunned this Trust Master a little bit. Like, oh man, Man Eater is not a big deal. Yeah, honestly, it isn't, right? Like, if you're fighting birds and Marlboros, this is crappy. It's pointless. But if you're fighting arena, yeah, you want to be equipping this. So now that I have many questions, people are asking me many questions. Yeah, her Trust Master is really good. Let's go ahead and talk about it real quick then. So her Trust Master, as you can see, gives you 172 hit points, which is pretty solid because it is an accessory. It gives you Spirit, which is really good. Spirit is obviously one of the better things you can do, because that's kind of tying into today's topic, is this discussing the word meta. Do people understand how meta actually works? Of course, Man Eater, this is legit, super legit in terms of arena, PvP, and challenges, right? Certain challenges, if you're fighting humans, is really good. But currently, in the current challenge, it's pretty useless. But for the tower, it's going to be very, very good, right? Slap that bad boy on one of your hard-hitting units, and you should be able to one-shot many people. It's very good. I'm actually hoping to get something that targets those what do you call those things? Those Nagas, right? Those half snake, half women's on the current challenge. Like on my main account, even my Mediana cannot fully one-shot them with the Cosmo Plume. And I'm at level 14 on the Cosmo Plume. So I think what I need to do is I need to increase my Platinum Rod because it's not fully maxed. And once I can one-shot them, I should have no problem autoing that. Actually, last night I did a lot of farming on that, on multi, and using 3 Medianas in one hard-hitting unit was more than enough. Like, we were able to, like, there was 2 whales in my multi-run, and they were one-shotting everything. So pretty much, ideally, if you have 4 strong units, you can just go AoE, 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 and you clear the map. The power of whaling, folks, the power of whaling. Her TM is pretty good in PvP, yes. Lamia, yeah, they're Lamias, half snake, half humans. And remember, they're fire, right? Your Mediana is going to be weak to them. And the 2 whales, they were so high power. Like, they were doing 3,800 damage, and they were both maxed out on their limit breaks. So they were able to clear the content quite easily. And I wasn't able to do that. And I felt like so weak in that sense. But that's the power of whaling, you know. So let me show you my toggling, and then we'll go into, first we're going to do guild battle, and then we're going to do some arena. And I think I want you guys to help me out, pick out maybe some enemies you guys want to see attacking. So my Mediana first and foremost. So for those you already figured out, obviously all I got to do is go to ability set, click, there you go, hold it down, Blizzard, I have that on. And so see, this is what I was talking about. I think someone asked me about casting speed. Here it is. Here's how casting speed works. The way this game works is each unit must reach a CT gauge of 100. Okay? When you hit 100, you take a turn. As a caster, when you first select your unit and you click on a skill, then what the game does is it calculates the casting speed of that skill. And instead of reaching a CT gauge, which is, by the way, based off your agility, the way CT gauge works is it takes 10% of your total agility and uses that to reach 100. So, for example, Mariana currently is at 61. So if I slap on agility gear and I slap on weapons or armor or whatever that gives her agility, let's say I hit 100. So that means the game takes 10% of your total agi, which will be 10. And so you need to reach 10 turns, then it's her turn. Does that make sense? Because remember, there are tons of units on the stage, right? So let's say there are a total of 10 units, 5 on your side, 5 on the enemy side. Whichever unit hits the CT gauge first, based on their agility, they get to take the first turn. So in this case, she will take her 10 rounds. That means it will go through all the 10 units, and then she can take her first turn because her agility will be 10. So what that means is your casting speed is multiplied by 10. So it'll be 1,000. So your CT gauge must reach 1,000 for you to take a turn in triggering your casting ability or your spell. So in this case, it's Blizzard, right? So that means casting speed for Blizzard is 360. So ignoring any card effects or anything that decreases the casting speed, you just take 1,000 divided by 360. That's roughly how many turns it takes for your Mariana to take the next turn in casting her Blizzard. So that's why decreasing the casting speed with cards is actually very, very powerful, because you get to cast your spells that much faster. Hopefully that explained it. And I think that's the best way to really honestly explain it. Let's see. I hate them, those snakes ladies. Did you beat the quest and got the rainbow shards already? I can't beat the kill 3 at once. Will you go through upcoming FF tactics coming? Yes. So let me talk about that. On my free-to-play account, I did beat challenge on both difficulties. Okay. But before I go into that, let me finish off the ability toggling. So I have my Blizzard. I turned off Bio. I turned off Blizziga, because it's, first of all, it's high AP, so I don't want her to be using this. And the casting speed is very slow, right? 178. Flare, however, is very fast. It's 200, and usually she prioritizes Flare first. So you want to use Flare to take out enemies in PvP. So I have that on. And Toad, I have it turned off for dueling. And then for her sub-job, there's only Drain that I'm using. Everything else is turned off for PvP purposes. And the next unit I want to highlight is Ayaka. Ayaka is the dumbass. Seriously, she likes the dumbest AI in the game in terms of picking which priority in terms of skills. So for her, I'm using Time Mage for PvP purposes. So the only thing I have turned on is Cure, Full Life, and Holy. I actually turned Regen off. And the reason being is Regen is actually not very good, because in PvP situations, especially in arena, let me rephrase it. In arena situations, you only have a few turns in terms of in the beginning of the combat, right? Because once you engage, enemy units will no longer go after your tanks if you're deploying tanks, because of the tank nerf. So therefore, I don't want people to be attacking my Ayaka in general. But if they did, they're most likely going to one-shot her. So for her to cast a regen, it takes away pretty much an entire turn from her. Ideally, what I want her to do in the first couple of turns is either cast Holy, or if one of my units is dead, I want her to go ahead and bust out Full Life. And here are my other part of strategy. I turn off Immobilize, by the way. Crappy skill. I do have her on Comment, because once Holy is used, I want her to be finishing units off with Comment, and she does really good damage. And people who might question this, I actually turned off Haste as well. Same principle. I don't want her to be casting Haste repeatedly in the beginning of the game, because then at that point she'll be too lag behind in range of my other 2 units. I turn off float and I actually turn off meteor. Again, I want her just to be using comet instead of meteor. Let me just to show you that real quick. There it is, turned off. So let's go to combat real quick. And while we're doing arena, why turn on cure? Because what happens is she will be lagging behind because her agility is much lower than the others, right? 60, 64 actually. So what will end up happening, I noticed in the AI situation, is she will slowly move with the rest of the team. And once she's in position, she's gonna burst her limit break anyways, regardless if I keep cure on or not. She's gonna bust out her limit break. So that's pretty much usually turn 2. Like turn 1, she'll pretty much do nothing. And turn 2, she will do the limit break. Then turn 3, if a unit's not dead, casting a cure will usually bring that unit right back. And since I'm using Mediana, boom, she's right back and to full. And therefore, basically my team is fully topped off. And by this point, enemy are most likely running out of AP, so they're just gonna be all meleeing my units. And at that point, I generally speaking will win the game after that. Because then now she's gonna prioritizing damaging spells. Because she won't prioritize damaging spells if she has healing abilities to go off first. At least that's what I noticed. And I might turn off cure if cure does get in the way too often. But I'm not treating her as a damaging unit. I'm treating her as a supporting unit. And she, generally speaking, is the unit that finished the enemy off with Comet. So, hey, good evening, Nat Alpha. Are you just coming on, or are you saying good night, as in like see you later? I think you mean like good evening, right? So now that we go over the ability toggle, I think it makes a lot of sense. And my other attacking unit is going to be Orlando. So I'm going to just be kind of going back and forth with Orlando and Mediana. So we can do a couple of duels while I discuss maybe some strategies to the challenge mode. So I defeated both modes, the normal difficulty and then brutal. But unfortunately, brutal, I'm having issues getting the killing 3 units as well, and then having units survive on the free-to-play account. I think the way to actually do it is to have tanks maintain aggro in the beginning, and then have 2 of your units have access to AoE ability. And I'm going to show you that a little bit, but Taunting Blade for Mont is the key. If you can get Taunting Blade to combo with one of your other AoE attackers, then you should have no issues, 1, keeping aggro, and 2, killing off 3 of those stupid metal floating things. So that should be something because most of us are not going to have strong enough units that's going to one-shot a lot of those enemy units, unless you have some overpowered limit break on Mediana, or you have really OP cards like limit break 4 on your ultra rare cards like Ramu or Trousseau. The other option is make sure you have a solid platinum rod that is +5 and fully maxed on attack, magical attack power. And I think then you can one-shot them pretty easily and you should have no issues beating that. And then the other issue is make sure you have a unit that can resurrect if you feel like you're not going to be fast enough to have all your units go many times before your enemy units move, because those Lamias are very fast in agility. So again, this is what I'm talking about. Like this Friday Free Thinking episode is based on the word meta, right? And I think it's important to understand if people really understand the term meta. But this is the first team I'm having, so what I'll do is I'll switch to Ayaka to show you arena. And then what we'll do is we'll pick a team. It gave up on brutal and I don't have enough units to beat it. Yeah, it's kind of tough, it really is. I think you need to have really solid, fast, tanky units. And then have units that are gonna have a lot of AoE effects. If you guys really want to check out a video, there's Gilgamesh. He's highlighted YouTuber on my channel. Just go to subscription or channel under my channel, and Gilgamesh channel should be there. He did beat Brutal with 5 non-UR units. So if you want to check that video out, definitely check it out and see if maybe that can help you guys picking out some of the units that you guys own to see if you can somewhat mimic that strategy. And basically his strategy was he used 2 units that have Taunting Blade, and that was enough damage to kill the 3 units that you needed to kill them with. And of course, some of them had Resurrection, so therefore if ever his unit dies, he can resurrect them and meet that KO requirement as well. So that's something to really think about. Yes, you're right. But right now, I'm not doing any of that. All I'm doing is I'm going to pick my target first, and then I'm going to go and switch out one of the attackers for Ayaka. So if I'm going Orlando, I don't want to fight anybody that's a Mont, right? That's a good thinking, right? You don't want to target somebody that's going to be killing off your attacker. So let's see if this is a unit to kill. And by the way, this guy... I'm telling you, man, this guy is legit. He can take many hits. Like, this guy doesn't die, generally speaking, to one shot in this game. I haven't found anybody that can one-shot him. Like, my Orlando on my main account is fully decked. Everything is fully decked, and I can't one-shot him. Even ignoring defense. See, this guy is tanky. And this guy can deal a lot of damage. This guy is nasty. But I don't think I want to be fighting this team either, because... he kills my Mariana, she kills my Orlando. I'm skipping that. And I don't like this guy. Well, I guess he's not that strong against magic, right? So this is a nasty team. Don't want to be fighting that. That's kind of a nasty team too, because the gunner can really be obnoxious against my Mariana. So I think the perfect strategy in terms of defense for my team is going to be a team that is mostly just attackers. Like this one wouldn't be too bad. This one might be challenging in the sense of if they have a lot of speed. So he's going defensive route. He's going for the attacking route, and he probably has AoE. Yeah, he's Spellblade, so he's going to use Taunting Blade. That's going to be his thing, Taunting Blade. And that can potentially kill my entire team. Celia, I don't usually worry too much about, because if I choose to use Orlando, he's going to one-shot her. But we're going to try. We're going to go attack this team. Thank you, Alpha. Yeah, I'm working pretty hard. Hey, Ajon, how you doing? The Gilgamesh tactics for Brutal Ultra challenge with some changes in unit work. Yes, well, you're lucky enough that you have Gilgamesh. I don't think that's a good strategy to show to others, because most of us don't have Gilgamesh. I think I'm going to attack this genie guy. So I'm going to go and make some changes here. I'm going to take out Mariana and switch to Ayaka. Right, so let me see. Party 2. Oh, by the way, I tested Zazan. I turned everything off on Zazan except Charm, Steel Heart. Man, it works like wonders. Because what happens is he'll charm one unit, and that unit will do an AoE attack on his team and kill the other 2. It was very entertaining. So let's go ahead and switch this guy out. Let's go with Orlando. And I think I'm going to go with... That team didn't have a lot of evasion, right? So I don't necessarily need that. But I don't have a really good assault weapon. So I'm going to have to go with this. And then for him, I'm going to go with the Sleep Blade. Just for the sake of. And then this, I'm going to switch off to... I don't have a tanking... Here's the problem. On this account, I don't have a tanking Esper. This is magic. This is magic. This is slash. So I will go with slash. And then for this, I'm going to go with my Odin for maximum damage. And then here's the other thing. Like, Trust Masters make a big difference, because do I want Ayaka to be buffing on the first turn in agility, right? And I do. I do want her to do that, because she doesn't have anything to do in the first turn. So here, I can give him probably dodge. I think I'm going to give dodge. I'm going to give dodge to give him a chance to dodge. And this is Sasha's. And this is magic attack, so it's not going to be good for him. So ice, I don't really have, am I dealing with ice? But I could use the accuracy, right? Accuracy and defense. So I'll keep that. I think this is solid and it gives the extra agility. And so this, I really want her to have this. But I think I also, let's see, she doesn't have another skill here, but I do want him to cast this. This is important. So for this round, I'm going to use this. I think this is fair. YouTuber. Oh, sorry, my bad. Did Gilgamesh tactics for brutal? Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Go check out Gilgamesh's tactic. It's very good. He doesn't even use like UR units for that. Show us Steel Heart. Yes, I will show you Steel Heart after this combat. That's not Nash. That is Taro Tots. The guy next to him is going to be Tater Tots. Nash Taters passed away roughly 8 years ago. So AoE means area of effect. So for example, you know how when Mediana casts Blizzard, it's a single target, but her other ranking of Blizzard does AoE effect. It doesn't like a cross, right? So it would ideally can hit 5 targets. That's what area effect means. It hits in a splashing, kind of like splashing attack. So let's do this. Let's see if we have solid strategy. Let's see if it actually works. That Gilgamesh guy, I think, is a whale though. He beats content using a lot of his units that he built that are not URs, but he has a lot of UR units. So he's definitely a whale. All right, see how this works out. Their Salir is very slow. Yeah, so War Mech area works really well against enemies who have a lot of AoE splash attacks. Yes, correct. That's why that card is a pretty good card. So far, it's working because my tank is in the right thing, but his guys are going backwards to buff, which is very obnoxious. Wow, that's a lot of damage. But here comes full life. Here comes full life. Salir is just hanging out in the back, man. This is a very odd fight. And there's full life. See, that's my strategy, right? Turn 2 full life. Now they don't have a heal yet. And now here comes Holt. Nope, she buffed to second round. She should ideally buff first round. And this is where I die. Because it didn't go in the way I thought it would go. But if she did cast Agi in the first turn, oh, I got to sleep off. This one's over. But if she cast Agi in the first turn, Holy in the second turn, then we would have won. This is game over, so we're going to skip. The strategy was sound, but the execution was terrible. So I think for the next fight, we're going to go ahead and remove the fact that she has a buff in the beginning of the game. I don't know how she prioritizes that at all. Doesn't make sense. She has nothing. She has 0 buffs. So that's why I don't understand why she didn't buff the first turn. So let me show you my Zazan's Charmed Heart. So we're going to find a team that has AoE attackers. And this is not a good one because, well, he AoEs. Not many AoE units there. I don't think I have too many issues beating this team. So in general, it wouldn't be... Ideally, I want to target Orlando. So let's go for it. I'm going to target Orlando and see if I can charm him. So let's go back and tweak our team. So I'm going to remove this. Since she decided not to do buffs in the beginning, I'm gonna give her that. I'm gonna switch to Zazan. I'm gonna give him the accuracy weapon. But let me think about it. Since it's based on faith, it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna give him the sword. Because Zazan currently has no skills turned on. Watch. Only skill on, right? Snipe Dagger is off. Steel is off. Stone Throw is off. Discipline is off. So all he's gonna do is Steel Hard and normal attack. And normal attack puts him to sleep, right? So let's give him the Excalibur. Let's give him the Odin, and then basically what I'll have him do is try to go defensive. So I'm just gonna pick the one with the highest HP, which will be this. He does have some dodge here. And then I guess I need more hit points. So I'm gonna try this route to see if he's gonna cast Agi in the beginning of the game, and then the subsequent turn he's gonna go Steel Hard. So this strategy clearly is for fun, okay? I don't really have many ways to kill besides Ayaka, and if I can charm Orlando, then I can pretty much go 4-on-2. And I'm gonna switch position as well. So that way, potentially can have him in the line of sight of Orlando. We're not gonna think too much about it. This is all for fun. I don't care about ranking. This is just to have fun. This is just to show people what you can do in terms of thinking your strategies out loud and then see if it works. And that's what this game's all about. It's just kind of applying things to see if it works. Yep, Salir intentionally at back. Yeah, I know. I don't see how they did that. Like, why is she just hanging out in the back? Maybe they just removed everything in terms of offense, right? That's a good strategy. And just keep her hanging back. So let's see if this works. Well, currently this is a problem because Homeboy decides to do nothing. So this strategy works really well against a team that has 3 attackers. Because if you charm the tank, Engelbert was, oh wow, she just went up and, see, she just went up and holy'd him. Charm. Oh man, Ayaka took the damage, which is fine. Let's see if we can get a charm off. This still works because my tank is there to draw the aggro. Okay, he's stupid. He clearly didn't charm. He should be charming. You guys saw that he should be charming. Why is he not charming? He slept. See that? He slept both units. That's his crowd control at his best. So far, we're still doing good. But for some weird reason, he is not charming at all. What is wrong with you, stupid? Stupid Zazan, man. Alright, this just went down the crap hole. He did not charm at all. He's not charming for some weird reason. He's just running around attacking. Now let me go back to make sure that he's actually supposed to charm. Why didn't he charm? Let me see what went wrong here. I'm pretty sure I turned on charming. Let me see. He doesn't want to charm, mate. Yeah, he doesn't. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he doesn't charm males? Nah, I know he charmed before. Steel Heart. Is this on? Yeah, it's on. I don't know what's going on, but you guys saw how Sleep Sword is OP, man. Do you think that's what it is? Replace... Oh, okay, let's try that. Let's replace his sword. Let's give him Magic Sword. Actually, let's give him the Accuracy Sword. And let's give him the Sleep Sword. He is not gay. Yeah, I think that might be a possibility. Let's look for a 3-attacker team instead of a tank. Let's see if we can find a 3-attacker team. No range, though. Range will kind of throw that a big wrench. This might be annoying because Lucia will tear through my team. I promise you guys I've done this. Man, I wish I would have recorded that video. Red Knight. He doesn't have the aggro card up. So let's do this. This is not a very strong team, but let's just go ahead and do this. Let's switch out the position again for maximum efficiency. Let's see if this works. Doing these live things, I can't black out their names, right? So this is not really picking on people by any means. This is just for fun, and I think it's fine. I think it's courtesy that when I blank out people's names. Maybe no charm if he's in range to attack. No, I don't think so, Kachu. Hey, welcome to the stream, by the way. Yes, maybe I should pick females. Maybe that's a ninja nerf or something. I've charmed Orlando because that's the idea. You attack Orlando teams, charm them, so then Orlando will kill them. Now this is all screwed up because Zazan decides to go out. See, I really just, this has to be like a perfect. And remember they said they were going to give us a new map? They lied. The new map never came. That was the map that I was going to highlight Zazan. This has gone down the drain so far. Save you guys some headache. We're going to skip. I'm going to pick females. You're right. Maybe I'll pick females. But I'm 100%, I'm not lying, guys. I charmed Orlando. That is the strategy. It's a shame, man. It's really a shame that I lost to that team. But we're just having fun. We're not trying to be serious. All right, let's find some all females. Actually, charming her will be fun. Here we go, guys. All female team. And let's see. She's pretty fast. She's pretty fast. She's kind of fast. So she's gonna ideally want to target Mont. And I don't want to put her in front of Lucia. And she has area of jump. So I think what I'm going to do is go back, switch the formation up, and have him in the beginning, and commence battle. Alright, if this fails, we're just going to walk away from arena. That was terrible. I mean, I promise you guys, the strategy works. I've seen it in action. But since they didn't give us the new arena like they promised us, it really threw a wrench in my strategy, in my content creation, so to speak. Alright, boys and girls, here we go. Come on, Zazan. Don't do daddy wrong this time. See how Zazan is actually really slow? That's actually what you want. Because you want your enemy units to move faster than you, so therefore Zazan is the last one to move. So that way when she charms the enemy unit, then it's their turn to move again. Then that guy is going to kill off his teammates. Ayaka is just getting slaughtered. Omni, how you doing, man? Terrible idea. Yeah, when I actually go live, it's the worst idea ever. I bet you $20 when I record later on, it's going to work. I seriously think they nerfed it. Because look at him. He's not charming at all. I have turned off every single skill but charm. It's all good, man. So this experiment, ladies and gentlemen, has completely failed. I have failed you guys. It's all good. It's a good thing I don't really care too much about arena, right? I'm actually, this is the most smiling I've done in days in terms of playing this game. So I'm content with it. I'm content with it. At least you guys get to see some entertaining stuff. All right, let's just go kill some dudes then. Let's just at least get one win. Who do you guys think I should attack? I think I should really go attack some. Yeah, it's fully maxed. Watch, I'll show you. He's fully maxed. He's fully maxed, see? I mean, what am I saying? Steel Heart doesn't need to be maxed. It's just a one skill, you activate it and boom. But for some weird reason, he is not activating it at all. Like, he's confused. Like, this guy is seriously confused. And I double checked it. It's the only skill I turned on. I really think they secretly nerfed it. I really think they did. I think they did. Let's just try to get a win. Let's try to end the note with a win, right? Let's attack this team. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna switch out this guy to Mediana. I'm gonna give her the PvP, TMR. I'm gonna give her this since it does have no skills. I'm gonna give her the high casting damage. And then I'm gonna give her the weak little rod. I want this to be extra magic. And I'll have this. I recently just built this. See, cast time reduced a little bit, magic attack. This is really good. And this stack. So both of these stack for her. Dark attack resistance. I don't really care too much about that. So basically, I want these two to be stacking for these two units. I'm going to switch this off to the highest magical attack power. So it's going to be... either this, or this, right? We'll just do this. Guess we'll just do this. You know what? I'm gonna remove this and then give him this. And then have him do his own buffs. I want him to be doing his own buffs. I don't want him to have anything that buffs. So therefore, I don't have any good rings, so I just slap this general crappy ring. Again, I'm lacking a tanking. I wish I had the golem. The golem would be perfect for this guy. And do I want the sleep sword? I think I do. And I'm going to switch to the new armor that I got, the +2 barrier. Even though I have a +3 shield, I will be leveling this up soon, but I'm going to give him this, right? I think this is pretty much straight kill, so I'm going to go with this sword. Alright, that'll work. That's right. How has your VC focus been going? Slowly working on it, because it's, let's see, how the order. So I want him to be targeting him, so that's good positioning. She's going to be jumping, she's going to be fast, therefore I want to go the other way. See, the reason I did that switch up is because she is fast, and she is fast. If she moves first, then she's going to move second and pretty much one-shot her. So I want Ayaka to be here, if that's the way. Again, that's just in my mind. I could have actually taken a look at their actual agility to see who moves first, but if you really want to take your time every day doing your 5 arenas, that's the way to do it. Just study everything. Take your time, you know, spend an hour if you have to. But it's really not worth the time because the rewards are pretty shitty. Let's hope we get a win here, folks. Yeah, I'm focusing on my card, but my current wall is those eggs. I'm just not getting a lot of those eggs. And so right now, I'm trying to just try to get as many eggs as possible. So see, that's the problem, how she went up first. But luckily, in this case, she was able to kill her. But imagine if she went up there, had no one in range, and they're just going to come right in and one-shot Mediana. And that's why I want Ayaka to follow right behind Mediana in case Mediana dies. Then Ayaka can just full res her, like right here, she's dead. Now Ayaka might choose to go full res her right now, and then I'll still be back in the game. There she is, right? There she is. And now she's gonna probably kill. Oh, luckily I didn't die. Boom, Mediana's back. Mediana's gonna probably one-shot him with flare. Boom, right there. Look at that, perfect. And now the tank's gonna scroll over. Boom, full heal. This is like the perfect. Imagine. This is me strategizing and it comes to fruition 100%. This is live demonstration of what I conjured up in my mind to target every single thing in terms of arena strategy. And boom, look at that. All 3 of my units are perfectly fine. Easy win, right? Easy win. Because everything literally went from dot A to dot B to dot C to dot D to the final dot. And ladies and gentlemen, that is my final sphere, and hopefully that was entertaining for you guys. And that's the kind of strategy I want to work on this content in terms of for the channel, because I think it's fun to talk about strategy out loud. And that way when people are watching the video, they're like, well, you're full of shit because that strategy was poorly executed. And the second thing is people learn the AI, how the AI chooses to prioritize things. And I think that's what ultimately what this game is about, which again will continue the conversation of meta. So meta is actually defined as most efficient tactics available. That's what it actually stands for, is acronym. Thank you, Joshua. It did work that time. Yeah, instead of Zazan, who clearly let me down. I mean, I've been boosting that guy for months. So meta is defined as most efficient tactics available, right? But people, I feel like, need to understand, what does efficient mean, right? Efficiency in this game perhaps can mean farming things faster, defeating things faster. But I also look at efficiency as defeating content with satisfying all the missions, right? For example, many of you guys already started the stream by asking me, did I beat the content? And yes, I did. See, I beat it, I completed here, and I did defeat Brutal. But here's the problem. There's no need to beat this content fast. Am I right? Am I right? Because this content is designed to test our capability of our account. I think that's what this is. So obviously I cannot do this right now. I'm having issues with dealing with KO units. I'm having issues dealing with defeating all 3 units at the same time. And as you can see, I actually beat it without hiring a companion. So my account is good enough right now to defeat it, but it's just not good enough, at least strategy-wise, in defeating everything at once. So I think for me, the efficiency part for this game's purposes also applies to the concept of meeting the mission requirements or beating it what I call safely. That's why I'm a huge fan of tanks, huge fan of supporting units. Those of you who watch Gilgamesh's Brutal Challenge, he used a strategy of using a lot of supporting units, a lot of tanks. His way was what I call the bruiser way. He bruised his way through, right? He used units that can take hits, that can replenish themselves, and then keep going. If you choose to use units like Mediana, if you choose to use units like Salir and those type of glass cannon units, they're gonna die. They're really gonna die. And then you have to rely on RNG, in which case, can your units cast raise or full life and have that RNG factor of the percentages fall your way and get them back up and not have your rest of your team die again. So that's why I feel like the word meta doesn't actually apply to every person in the game. When people said that there's going to be a magic meta, I don't believe that at all. Because which unit did this game start off with? Her. She already is one of the best magical attacking unit in the entire game. Her and Kidofe are, you know, gauging or fighting to be #1 spot. It doesn't even matter the #1 spot. The fact is, she was there since the beginning of time. There's never been truly a quote-unquote meta of any kind. Because if you think about it, right? If you guys think about this, we have raid. If it was here, there'll be raid. We have tower, it'll be here. We have far plane, which we have to deal with events such as challenge, right? EX quests, which are like a notch below challenge level. And then you have normal quests. And normal quests are going to be tied in to story quests, right? The difficulty level are all going to be like within a ladder system. So therefore, everything in this game are kind of broken down in its own little entity, right? Then you can talk about actual PvP, live matches, and then you can talk about arena, and then you can talk about guild battle. Those are all different subjects, and not every unit works in those specific little entities. Therefore, meta actually does not apply to the entire game. Just like how I feel about tier list in general does not apply to the entire game. I think the gamer culture can, what a lot of us call toxic, right? Like very negative, because we try to inject things into our own culture to get people to agree with you. And I think a lot of times I inadvertently stood out saying that I'm against certain things. But I'm against those things for this game only. I play other games, just so you guys know. I play tons of games. I have well over 400 hard physical copies of games in my collection. I've been gaming for 30 plus years. And I think what people fail to realize is that this game is different. War of the Visions is designed by people that give a shit about gaming in general. They are good marketers. They are good designers. They're very good at creating mechanics for a game that is very deep in strategy. So I think it's important that we take away all the cliches and all the cookie cutter stuff that we learn from gaming in general and not apply it to this game. So the term meta never really actually ever existed for this game, because one of the biggest obstacles is the fact that this game has a humongous support in terms of pay to win players. While the majority of the base of players are actually free to play, we as free to play community do not have access to every single thing in the game. The term available is also another word we need to think about. Yes, when we dealt with Chocolate Fun Raid, Lucia was by far the quote-unquote meta for that, right? When we dealt with the White Marshmallow Raid, it was Venera, and no one can deny the fact that she was definitely meta for that specific vacuum of an entity. But not everyone will have access to that unit. And even when you did have Venera, you are required pretty much to have one of your 4 members have the bell. And I will show you. And that is the Trustmaster of Ziza. This is what made Venera whole and what made the raid that easy for a team of either combination of Venera and 1 attacking unit, or simply 4 Veneras. Without the bell, it was very challenging even for those players to complete level 150 raid. So, case in point, right? There is no such thing as meta overall for the game. Nothing. It doesn't exist, because there is no most efficient tactics available for every single player. We don't have that luxury to have when we go into our character box and be like, well, yeah, I got that unit. Yeah, I got that unit. I got that unit. No, I can just go and slaughter whatever content the 2 companies decides to throw at us. So that's my Friday free thinking topic, is the fact that people have to get out of the box. Get out of that box and really think of War of Visions and treat War of Visions as its own entity, as its own glamour of a game. In my opinion, this is a near perfect game because it really caters to characterization, customization, and people who are willing to put in the effort and the energy to do things, and they can see their things come to fruition. I just demonstrated that I was going in with a strategy of design. Clearly it failed for whatever reason. But then when I sat there and thought through what my tactics would be in that very last match, it worked perfect to a T. Because I played the game long enough to realize how the AI works, how the character will be using certain skill sets on a turn by turn basis, and it worked. It may not work every time, and that's the beauty of the game, right? RNG sometimes does play a factor. And the other thing is, everyone's going to be different. The way people think is going to be different. It's what makes us unique. So therefore, I think it's important to treat this game as how you individually approach the game. Go out there and watch people's content. Go out there and read up about strategies. Go out there and learn about the mechanics and whatnot. But in the day, you have to be the one to deploy your strategy and see if it works. And if it fails, learn why did it fail and go from there. So I hope you guys want to chime in on this conversation, because I personally are currently, I'm tired of other content creators in general, and no one in particular, obviously, and not necessarily even related to this game. It's just content creating in general, that people tend to cookie cutter everything, right? They make, titles that like, oh, tier list, oh, meta, oh, this and that, best unit, la 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 la. you know, take all of that out of your brain and then look at War Visions from a fresh perspective. And I think you're going to enjoy this game, hopefully as much as I'm enjoying this game, because I'm enjoying the hell out of this game. I love this game because, one, it shows the capability that I'm not a great gamer by any means, but I'm actually able to do my own strategies and actually succeed. And I think that's the beauty of this game. It's a masterpiece of a game, in my honest opinion. So Alpha Prime, I will highly suggest. I will put that in the link in the future game, my future videos. It's called ultimate.jp. So type in Ultima. It's going to be spelled ALTEMA, and then .jp in Google. It's going to take you to the Japanese website, and then your Google translator will translate everything for you. It's in Japanese. Bear in mind the translation is kind of bad, but you can still read in general. Oh my God, excuse me. You can still read in general what people are saying on that website. It does have a tier list, and it does have like specific strategies from the people that created the website in terms of highlighting each individual unit, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are. And actually, that's a website that you go and find out the multiplier for all your skills. So when you click on this, right, for example, Blizzard, it does not give you the multiplier on the global version. But on that website, it gives you the actual multiplier, meaning how much damage that skill is going to do at max level. So this is your magic-based power, right? When you take a look at a card like this, I'm going to show you real quick, Alpha. This magic attack up, or maybe slash attack up, what that is adds directly to the multiplier of that skill. And then you take that total, multiply it by the magical attack power of your unit. And then of course you have to add other things like resistances and you know, whatever, an element, disadvantages and advantages. And then at the very end of that formula, it's going to calculate the final damage. So something to, that's why this card is very powerful. This card is super powerful because this adds to your multiplier. It doesn't add to your magic attack of your unit. Alright, hi Nash, can I ask an opinion on Mithral Sword? So let me see, let's take a look at Mithral Sword, because I don't think I have one. So that is by far, in my opinion, the best website currently. Because all the US English websites are terrible. The translations are already terrible. And then some of the stuff they have, it doesn't make sense because it's very confusing. Like the names are confusing. So unfortunately, when you go to ultimate.jp, the names are confusing based on the fact that it's translated. So you do unfortunately have to take some time to figure things out in that sense. But once you get the hang of the website, in my opinion, it's one of the best websites you can gather information from. And on top of it, it's based on the current Japanese server. All the info is from the Japanese server. So all the new vision cards, all the new units are going to be already there. So let's take a look at Mithral Sword, right? You're asking about Mithral Sword. Now, by the way, I'm not an expert in this kind of stuff. I'm just kind of take a look with you to assess if this is worthy of building. Mithral Sword. So I'm assuming you're asking this question is because you don't have the Nagnarok. Am I right? You don't have Nagnarok? Because Nagnarok, I believe, is one of the better weapons in the game in terms of one-handers. But let's take a look at Mithral Sword. So attack is going to be 66, magic 14, accuracy 3, crit 5. It's pretty easy to level up. Sorry, Omni, I apologize. To answer some more questions about the Final Fantasy Tactics 2 banner, let me give you my plan right after we talk about Mithral Sword, okay? So let's compare stats real quick. Well, obviously this is SR, so it's easy to max. So if you already have a Mithral Sword plus 4, level 50, there's no reason to even think about if it's good or bad, because you already did it, right? So asking me if it's good or bad at this point, honestly, it's kind of moot point, because if you already did it, then it doesn't make any difference. I would just suggest using it. But if you have an option to pick Nagnarok, then as you can see, even at magic, I will have higher base attack. over your Mithral Sword. But it is very obnoxious to level this up. It takes a lot of dedication to level it up. So my honest opinion, if the Ragnarok returns, I would suggest farming the shit out of it. Get a bunch of +5s. Go with one assault, go with a magic, right? And then you can replace your Mithral Sword, so to speak. But if you don't plan on doing that, or whatever the case is, sticking with Mithral Sword, you know, is what you have. Hopefully that answers your question. So let's talk about Final Fantasy Tactics 2 banner. If you guys haven't watched all of my videos, it's just cool. That's perfectly fine because, you know, it's a lot of videos. Here's my current roster, right? I have one of the better magic attackers. I have one of the second best magic attackers. I have one of the best physical attackers. I have one of the best tanks. I have pretty much the best supporting unit. I have good support here for certain hard content. I have a decent attacking unit. I have a decent tank here / DPS. I'm gonna have one of the best trust masters in the game. I'm gonna have one of the best supporting range unit in the game. I'm gonna have one of the best attacking unit in the game. And look, check this out. I have one of the best unit in the game. I have pretty much one of the best magic tanks in the game. And then of course I have one of the best physical slashing attacking unit in the game here. So all in all, I don't need more units for this free-to-play account. So if you're a free-to-play player and you're at where I am, you have a lot of these good URs, a lot of these good MRs, whatever built. In my honest opinion, you don't need any more units. And that's why I'm going in the direction of highlighting the fact that what I call the trifecta, right? Equipment, Esper, and vision cards is what you should be concentrating on. Last night I did roughly 30 matches on multi with 2 whales farming the brutal difficulty. And I learned that those guys have really powerful vision cards, really powerful equipment, and really maxed out skills in terms of limit breaks. And the damage difference between their units and my units was humongous. And it makes a world of a difference. So instead of worrying about building tons of different units, you should be worrying about making your unit that you already have more powerful, stronger, and you can clear content almost with just 5 units in this entire game. Actually, it'll be a little bit tedious on the tower because you have to keep recycling or renewing, refreshing your attempts, but you can actually do it, right? And then think of it like the strategy in this sense. Any units you build after your 5 most powerful units on your account is just going to make your life easier in terms of facing content. You don't actually need to target any specific unit after your initial 5 units that you already targeted. Therefore, you don't need to think about any future unit that comes out other than if you have some sort of attachment personally or you just love certain units. And I think if you have that mentality, you're going to be very successful in this game. Hopefully that answered your question. But for this free-to-play account, I'm going after 0 units in Final Fantasy Tactics 2 banner. On my pay-to-win account, I'm going after Agrius, Mustadio, and anything else that comes with those summons. Hopefully that answers your question. So here's the thing to that point, right? You said that, I agree, but some units are so cool, i.e. Warrior of Light, Final Fantasy VI Cecil, Kane. Yes, I agree. And if you haven't checked out my video where I talked about on my pay-to-win account, my main goal is I'm only going after limited time units on pay-to-win account. Because 1, I'm paying money. So why not go after the units that you love, right? If you're spending money, go after anything you want to go after because you can afford it, right? Assuming you can. And if you're pay to win, or excuse me, if you're free to play, then you really need to buckle down because that's your only option of playing this game. So therefore, people think it like this all the time, which is a terrible mentality in my opinion. People are like, look at all these URs that I own. Oh my God, I'm so cool. But guess what? You don't even have them built. What's the point? What's the point of having Engelbert sitting there staring at me right here with his handsome face, by the way, at level 1, doing literally nothing? Yeah, I have him, but so what? He's never going to be used until I decide to spend, what, 2-3 months dedicated to him to get him stronger? It doesn't make sense. Remember, time is your most valuable resource. And time stops for no man, no woman, no animal, nothing. Time doesn't stop. Time keeps going. And if you sitting here thinking, well, you know, in 3 months I can get it done. But guess what? 3 months, things may change. Kane will be here, yes. But do you need Kane? If you have Venera, do you really need Kane? Right? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Venera can ignore defense. It lowers the defense, boom, it does a huge attack. Kane has piercing attack, which is really good against tanks, because some of his attack is going to be pierce. And unless you're defending against pierce, it's going to do a lot of damage. But Venera can do a shitload of damage to you regardless. It's going to simply ignore your defense and slap you in the face. Yes, Alpha, I do not have Warrior Light on this account because I didn't even go after him at all. Because it's a limited time unit, and at that time I had, I believe, 15,000 gems, and there's no way I was able to get him finished. And there's no way it made any sense in my mind to get Warrior of Light, have him sit there and literally do exactly what Engelbert is currently doing. Staring at me, and that's it. So I was lucky enough to get Rain, so for me, that was good enough. Rain is not a limited time unit. Made that mistake before, by the way. I'm going to build him and get him strong enough for him to be my magical tank. And I have other tanks. This is a good enough tank, physical tank. And this is a good enough tank. And so if I have 2 good physical tanks, I don't need any more tanks in the future. I believe I have Dario, right? Yeah, I have Dario as well as an option. And because he's a Spellblade, right? He's a Spellblade tank. Therefore, he could be built to be a magical tank if you do not have Rain. So the flexibility of this game is like crazy good. And people have to have the mentality of not tunnel visioning. That's hard to say. Tunnel visioning themselves when they're staring at a gorgeous unit like this. I mean, come on. This is like, how can you not like this, right? Even if you are not interested in women, okay, you still have to admire the fact that this is well done, right? So don't let this be the reason why they're getting you the summon. And of course, this topic is all moot point for whales. Anybody who spent a shitload of money don't need to watch this stuff. Just watch it for entertainment value. Watch it for my little hijinks and my stupid jokes. You know, all the stuff that I say, it's really applied to people who don't spend money, because you have to, like, unfortunately think that way because you are restricted. The game is very restricting. Over time, though, you can get all of these URs built. But the question you have to ask yourself, is it really worth it? And if you can answer that question individually, you're golden. Okay, I'm done not ranting. I'm done giving you guys my philosophies for this game. Let's do some farming, right? Let's do some farming. Got Oda on second account with 4K videos. All right, welcome to the stream. Second, I was wondering where you're gonna be at. You know who's not here, and I was hoping to come. Was Kung. I don't know where he's at, man. He's been like AFK, or he's been. I wonder if he like completely unsubscribed to my channel and left. Let's do some farming, guys. I want to talk about something that's really important that they added recently. I'm sure you guys already figured this out, but when you are farming and you're the initiator of the rooms, you get bonuses. I'm gonna farm a little. I'm gonna set a password. I'm not gonna set it room entry. I'm gonna set a password so only my viewers can see this. So you guys are welcome to join and have some fun. Farm eggs? I can't farm eggs because that's not an option. Oh, wait, you're right. You're right. Good call, Ka. Good call. Farm eggs. This is what I need to farm. These things. Oh my god, I need like thousands of these. This is a good time to farm eggs. You're absolutely correct. Good call, good call. All right, here we go. You're gonna host multi? Yeah, I'm gonna host multi. I got a fuck ton of, look at this. I got a fuck ton of restores. Look at that. Because when I first started playing this game, all I did was join multis. So I was saving all of my restores for foreseeing the future, so to speak. So the password is 29286. You guys are welcome to join in. I'll give you guys some time to join in, and then we can farm some eggs together, guys. Let's get those vision cards pumped up. Let's get those vision cards pumped up, guys. This is your opportunity to get tons of free items just by hanging out with me tonight. And we're gonna show you all the free shit you're gonna get as a host, because I think that's a very nice touch from the producer's end. Any more, guys? We got room for one more. 29286. Now, let's take the time to look at your gear. You guys probably have nice shit. Let's see where your UR card is. Oh, so yours is limit break 2. That's good. Look at that. 112 attack. That's really, really good. And he give you a lot of hit points. Evasion 10. Very nice. Let's see where your Esper is. 54. That's probably good enough. Like when you hit 70, that's pretty much everything you need to do. Do you have a +5? You look at that shit. I want this so bad. I'm out of the staff. What do you call it? I'm out of the staff books, and so I couldn't get mine up. We still got room for one more, guys. If no one's joining, I'm about to start it. So I only did a +2, and I think I might have to reset it because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get full magic. And unfortunately, there's a big difference in a +5 and a +2 because of the magic attack up. Just to show you the difference. Just to show you the difference, Omni. Look at that. A humongous difference in terms of multiplier. So, all right, no one's joining. We'll just make a couple of runs and you guys can join later. Yeah, you can exchange it, but I'm losing out 2 for 1. 2 for 1 for me is not efficient, right? That's not meta. That's not meta enough for me. That's not efficient. So I think when the staff comes back, I'm gonna farm literally like, I'm gonna farm like 3,000 of them because I do plan on making a +5 platinum rod on this account. I think that's really gonna help me out a lot. I think that's that multiplier of difference of what, 13? I don't know, 12? That's a lot. 12% multiplied by your total damage. That could be the difference between you clearing the 3 enemy units killed on Brutal Challenge. That could be the difference. And that's something a free-to-play player can easily do, right? You just need to invest time. And that's I guess the last factor that I want to talk about with free-to-play players and pay-to-win players. And unfortunately, we do have to talk in those terms. That it is real life. In real life, we deal with millionaires, billionaires, and we know they exist, you know, and that's the hard facts. They can have the luxury to buy whatever they want. And there's plenty of people out there in every culture, in every country, that are probably living from paycheck to paycheck. And that's the sad reality of it, because we have so many people. And so not everyone's gonna have that time to farm. And that's the reality you have to face. If you're not in that boat of having a lot of time to dedicate to this game, then it's very hard to dream about where you need to be or completing every content, so to speak. You just have to accept that as a fact. I think one of the biggest things that we need to come to realizing is that you just need to accept what you're capable of doing in terms of what you can accomplish in games in general. See it right here. Host bonus, look at that. And it's random, by the way. It's random. So in really hard content, I'm assuming you can get some of the rare items as a possibility here too. It's pretty nice. I got 2 eggs, not bad. All right, let's keep going. All right, Alpha, ready to join whenever you are. I'll give you guys a few minutes here to join. 29286. So I feel like this stream for me is very good because I talked about everything I want to talk about for Friday Free Thinking without having to sit down, write a script, and kind of memorize it and edit over and over. And plus I get to interact with you guys. I think that's way better than, you know, making videos sometimes. I didn't set a restriction on level, so there's no reason why people can't join for the 4th slot. Yeah, you're right. Like, the idea of farming random books is already good enough because I should be farming eggs. I think that's more important than just farming books too, because you're getting, well, I wouldn't say more important. That's equally important, right? Because you're farming 2 out of the 3 trifectas. You're working on your equipment and you're working on your vision card. That's why the books are actually really good. And it's only 6 energy cost. So Alpha, what you have to do is go to the main lobby and just look for the password icon in the top. Don't look for any actual rooms. Don't enter any rooms. Go to the actual password right up top here. Hey, Omni and KYC, I'm sorry, I'm going to show them real quick and then you guys can jump right back in, okay? 1 second. So, see how I'm in the lobby and there's a password input? So give me a couple of minutes to recreate this room and then just click on it. So password setting here. And then the password is 8482. 8482. So we should be good now. You guys can all join in again. We'll start over. 8482. So you guys all having a good night? Because it's Friday. I was going to go watch some NBA playoffs, but oh, welcome. There you go. Everyone's back. All right, let's get it going. Oh, look at you, Alpha. You do have Warrior of Light. Very nice. Congratulations. Warrior Light is definitely currently my favorite unit in the game. He has helped me conquer all the challenges with no problems at all. Seemingly, I'm having more problems with damage currently rather than tanking. I have every tank in the game too, so it's like I got the pick of litter really anytime I want to. Let me recharge my phone. So we got another 30 minutes. So we're gonna spend the next 30 minutes just pretty much farming. And if you guys wanna start any topics of conversations, more than welcome to do so. But I'm a big NBA fan. I'm a big NBA fan. Tonight is the Clippers, for those who care. Clippers versus Mavericks. So I'll at least catch the 4th quarter once this stream is done. So Mariana is definitely really good for farming in general, man. She's just solid. I need to really work harder on working on my my gear for her. She's so good. I haven't even like worked on Keto Faye that much. I have her, but actually I have her on one of my accounts actually. States, please. What does that mean? Well, I would do a video on the story. States, please. Like, you want me to do like a video on the stories? I don't even pay attention to the story on the game. Like, I literally skip everything. That's why when I was talking about Venera and Dario, I had no idea who they were. But luckily enough, a lot of other viewers do care about that, and they corrected me very quickly, by the way, who they were and things like that. That was a quick run. I got the sword. So as you can see, I haven't really farmed a whole lot on this account. And I'm going to be farming a little bit more now on. But I farm a shit ton on my pay to win account. Like literally I have thousands upon thousands of books. But ironically enough, I don't have thousands of the book that I needed, which would have been the staff book. In fact, you know what? I'm going to be farming while I'm waiting. I'm going to host a room there and just farm. Hosting is good now, so states please. Clippers versus Mavericks states. Oh, so the Clippers is from Los Angeles or California, and the Maverick is from Dallas or Texas. So it's California versus Texas. And I'm definitely not cheering for the Clippers. I'm a Lakers fan, and I used to hate the Lakers, but now I like them because they have LeBron James, who is pretty much my favorite basketball player right now. But I'm actually thinking the Final Fantasy Tactics 2 banner is coming up soon, right? You guys think so too? Because we're right now on pace to get Final Fantasy Tactics 2 banner after Odoa. And we just got her, so I think after Odoa could be Final Fantasy Tactics 2. Now they could push that to next month and give us something like a free raid next week instead of Final Fantasy Tactics. Because let's see, if Ifrit is a fire unit and people are saying rain is good for that raid, and or water magic attackers, there is no magic attackers from Final Fantasy Tactics, so that doesn't make any sense. Is there a unit that they want to highlight to try to sell to us for the Ifrit raid? Listen, man, I'm just a fan of good basketball players. Like, I know a lot of people hate LeBron, but he's just a good basketball player. He can be a douche. I'm not going to deny the fact that he can be a loser, douchebag, you know, in many of his moments of his career. But, you know, I think when you're in a spotlight of a professional basketball player or a professional athlete, sometimes your emotions can get the best of you, you know. People like to use the words like, you're only human. Yeah, I guess, but I will never know because I'm never going to be in that spotlight. Even if this YouTube channel has 1 million, 5 million subscribers, I still won't change who I am. You know what I'm saying? I will never get to that point, I feel like. I'll probably be 60 years old. So then I'll be known as the 60-year-old gamer on YouTube. Yeah, I think Tactics banner will be here next week. I honestly feel like it's going to be a huge week for content because I will be done with all the vision cards talk. Then it's going to be brand new units to talk about. And then, of course, I'm going to be highlighting all the cards that they have, including talking about hopefully that Ramza card. If they bring that back, I would try to max that card out because that card is worthy of spending money on because it can give you a huge advantage for the game. If I play this game for, say, the next 5 years, right, and keep creating content, then all honesty, I'm probably going to spend more money in the future. I don't know if I ever will out, but I think if if I can make money off of YouTube, you know, even if it's like $100 a month, I will gladly dump that $100 into the game. And then I'll be highlighting both accounts in terms of content quite a bit. I'll be doing like pay to win perspective all the time and free to play perspective all the time. And then I think that will gonna make the channel even a little bit livelier. I do too, man. I do too. I think people take sports way too seriously. People don't understand that it's sports and it's entertainment. It's not it's not anything serious people need to think about, right? If somebody wins a championship, what's that got to do with me? I didn't win any championships, right? It doesn't really matter. End of the day, is a bunch of millionaires playing basketball for a living, having fun, while the rest of us are, still, grinding away at whatever it is that we do for a living. And some people take it so seriously, like it's part of their life, to the point where they're involved, and clearly they're not involved. They're delusional. I think that's the best way to explain it. People are delusional. Like, people act like they were actually on that team that won the championship. And just because you're living in the same city as the team, it doesn't mean anything, right? Yeah, I can understand the sense of pride that you may have for your city, but ultimately you have no actual contribution to the efforts. If you're just watching from home, you're not supporting the team. You're not giving money to the companies, right? I think it's human nature, man. We tend to praise people, praise things, and then as soon as we get the opportunity to see them fall, we get pretty happy about it. It's a damn shame, to be really honest. There is a damn shame. But that's human nature, right? The black, white, yin, yang, good versus evil in us. And if you guys notice, when we play games, we're just constantly killing people. Like, all we do is we go to war, we kill people, and we get loot. It's sad, but it's true. Can you imagine a game where all we do is give each other gifts? Imagine it's called not War of the Visions, but Gifting of Visions. So basically, the premise of the game is your object is to give away as much loot as possible. And so the meta would be, most efficient tactics available would be to level up your units so they can give away loot faster. Your goal is to take more damage rather than reducing damage. So your goal is to build houses that are super fragile so people can come in and break those houses down and get loot. And your goal is to make those houses as physically fragile as possible. And I guess that's the mechanics of the game. It does. And it's sad that people were actually murdered. People were actually murdered in America and in, I guess, Europe as well, over sports. I find that to be ridiculous, but it is what it is. Let's do it. I want to make a game where the whole object of the game is to give away things rather than take things. And War of the Visions is about taking, right? Our goal is to kill each other and take loot. But let's make a game and see if it's popular enough that people are willing to give away things. Kind of like Mr. Beast. If those of you who know who Mr. Beast is, he's this super rich kid. He makes YouTube content where he gives away people money and things. And he has tons of followers. He should make a game called Mr. Beast Gives Away Items. Then people will probably not really enjoy it as much because they realize that they're giving things away rather than taking things from people. My dogs are sleeping so good. I don't know if you guys can see him. Look at him. Oh, I just woke him up. Dogs are so cute. They sleep. Dogs are curling animals. They like to curl up. And they love to sleep in a curling way. Sim City. Yeah, there you go. I never played that game, but is that what the Sim series is about? Giving free items or building relationships with people and things like that? Maybe that's what it is. People need to play more of those type of games. Because, all honesty, we all like to compete against each other, right? Think about it. Everything is about competition, right? When you're looking for a job, you're competing against other people looking for the same jobs. When you're, doing politics stuff, you're competing against other people. When you're playing sports, you're competing against other people. Hell, even when you're getting education, you're trying to compete against other people. You know, you want to be the best. Like, you know, me being Asian, you know, I had what, tiger parents, more like the tiger dad, so to speak. And he's all about, you know, you gotta take the route of studying hard and go to school, and because you're not gonna be, you know, doing other things. And I think that's what's important, that he did make valid points. It's just that he didn't have a good way of, you know, passing that information to me. Like, he's not the type of person. He's more like a tyrant, so to speak, my dad. So it's kind of like, I get what he's saying now. Now that I'm an adult and I'm successful in my life and everything, I get what he's saying, right? I do. I 100% get it. And sometimes I find myself preaching to younger people, believe it or not. And, you know, I'm in my 40s and shit, so it's like I'm actually doing the preaching myself. And so it does make sense. Like, one of the American mentality, which I cannot stand in general, is that when you guys watch TV, right? Sorry, I'm running this on my phone too. Think about it. You hear people talk shit all the time on shows, like, I just want to prove to my kids that if you put your mind to it, you can do anything you want. Well, I'm here to take a big ass shit in that toilet of yours. I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna take a shit on your cake, right? Like that's how I'm gonna say it. You cannot be whatever you want if you put your mind to it. And that's the reality of life. You cannot. What the actual reality of life is, you just need to accept that what you cannot do. And that thing, then you can become successful in your life. You must have the realization that you cannot do everything is that you wanted to do as a person, as a child, whatever, your dreams, right? You know, little kids always tell you, I want to be a cowboy, I want to be an astronaut, I want to be a firefighter, I want to be a fighting jet fighter pilot, I want to be a doctor. Well, guess what? Not everybody can do those things. I think it's clear cut that once you do realize that, then you can become successful at something. What the hell? This guy is just sitting here doing nothing. All right, G kicked, and then once you realize what you're capable of doing and what you're not capable of doing, then you can start being successful in life. I think I will always tell my kids, please, be realistic. I know you're dreaming about being in the NBA, but physically, unless you want to dedicate your entire life to try to improve upon that, you're not going to make it to the NBA. When I was a kid, okay, my dad bought me a basketball hoop. Okay, he bought me basketball, and I played basketball every single day when I was a child. When I was about, I would say 12, 13 years old. I started playing basketball literally 6-8 hours a day. And when I got to college, I would play basketball 10, 12 hours a day because I loved it. I tried out for the basketball team in high school, and I'm just not good enough. And then I realized I'm lazy as hell too. Okay, so physically I'm about 5'8". My vertical leap is about 21 inches. That's not very high, to be honest. I had a good jump shot. I had a good shot. Like, my form was not bad. Like, I never had any formal training, but my form was good enough that in competitive basketball, you know, I can put up some points. I played okay defense. My ball handling was not that great, and I didn't really train as hard as some of the other players, you know, like LeBron James and, you know, superstars of NBA. But I dreamt about going to the NBA, right? I did. I told my dad, I really want to be a basketball player. My dad told me, well, you know what, son? You cannot be an NBA basketball player. That's great that you're playing basketball and you're training, you're getting better. And yeah, you got a lot of positive things about going for you in terms of, you know, playing basketball. But here's the reality of it. You're not going to make it to the NBA. And I resented his ass. I really did. I was like, what the fuck, man? You can't say that to me, dude. No, I never said those things to him. You know, in my mind, I was saying it. Like, what the fuck kind of dad are you? Why are you not supposed to supporting me? You're not supporting me. All that bullshit thinking, like the U.S. way of raising kids or whatever. You know, the mentality of living in America is like, you have to say encouraging things. You have to say things like, oh yeah, that's okay, honey. A C is okay. No, fuck that. C is not okay. Honestly, C is not okay. That means you're average. Is that what you want to be? You want to be average? Right? You don't want to be average. You don't. You want to be more than average. Because if you want to live a good life, which usually involves money, you want to have a job that's both secure, right? You want to have a secure job. And two, You want to be able to make enough money to make you not think about and living off of paycheck to paycheck. Now, I'm not saying necessarily living from paycheck to paycheck is a bad thing. All I'm saying is that if you're comfortable in terms of not having certain stressful situations, which used to be the number one reason why people got divorced, which is financial reasons. You know what I'm saying? Now people are getting divorced because of other reasons. And finance is always going to be a major thing for people. And I think for a long time, United States was pretty fucked because of the whole credit card and debt situation. You know, people are realizing that financial stability is a legitimate thing to think about in life. So in my honest opinion, no, it's not okay to get C's and D's and shit. You need to work harder than that. And most of the time, unless you have some sort of learning problems or whatever, there's no reason that you cannot apply yourself, right? And work hard and get a good job or a career or whatever. And even if my kid told me they want to be a YouTuber, I would support them as long as they work hard at it, right? It's like right now I'm working hard to do what I do for this channel. One, mostly I'm doing it as a hobby, so I'm not treating it as a full-time job. And my fiance is a big supporter of that. She's a big supporter of me. She's doing a lot of the stuff with me alongside, like some of the new thumbnails you guys are seeing. That's a product of her helping me out, saying, you know, some of your old thumbnails are not attractive enough. Let's work to improve that. You know, she'll say, hey, you need to go work and make some videos. Because she is like that, you know. If you're going to go do something, then, you know, do it the right way. You know, put effort into it. Don't half-ass things. And I think that's a much better philosophy. Realize what you're going to be good at in terms of what you can apply yourself for. And take away and realize what you're not going to be good at. And then just treat those as maybe hobbies. And then, and only then, you most likely will become successful in life. But I mean, I agree. You don't need a lot of money, right? You don't, but you need money to live. In any culture in this world, maybe besides countries where they still have tribes and shit, where people are using barter systems. But, you know, money is a legitimate thing that you need to have in all societies. And having some money, maybe not a shitload, but having some money can make you feel comfortable. As long as you're paying your bills, you know, you're not worrying about, you know, institutions knocking on your door, calling your phone, asking you for money, and you're financially stable, then you can start enjoying life a little bit more, I feel like. I'm definitely marrying her for sure. But we also realize marriage, you know, doesn't really mean a whole lot nowadays anyways, right? I mean, the best we do, save on some taxes, as long as we love each other. It's just a certificate, really. And I think we both understand that. I don't think we want to be with other people. We just love being with each other so much. So I think for me, if I have children, I would definitely like work hard to make sure my children understand what their strengths and weaknesses are. And they need to realize that, yes, they can have dreams. They can chase dreams. But they have to chase dreams in a realistic manner. And that's the hard part, like you said, about being a parent, is that children don't see it that way, right? When you were a child, you didn't see things the way you see things now as an adult. That's clear. Our brain, for some weird reason, evolves over time. And our thinking's different. Hell, even my taste bud is different. Like, my stomach is different. Like, my body is different. It's just certain things that change, you know? It's true. And I never believed any of the shit that any adult used to say to me when I was a kid. I didn't want to believe in the stuff they said to me. But now that I am an adult, I realize everything people say is true. Like, the advice people have given to me, they're legit. And it's because of experiences, right? You know, they tell kids, don't talk to strangers. Don't do stupid shit. And I agree. And people tend to learn things the hard way in general, as children. Most children learn things the hard way. And I hope that if I have children, I don't want them to learn the hard way. I really want to do as much as I can, right? As much as I can to guide them, to make sure that, not necessarily protect it, but, you know, just try to give them what I can offer them in terms of knowledge and access to resources that they can be successful. I think that's the end goal as a parent, is to watch your children be successful in life, right? Because that, I think, is the end goal of anybody who wants to take on a responsibility of other living creatures, including my dogs, right? I want to make sure they have a good life. Stern parenting. Yeah, I mean, yes and no, right? Like, it's hard. I watch a lot of shows like, what are those shows called? I watch a lot of crime shows. What is that show called? Damn it. Forensic Files. Yes, I watch a shitload of shows like that. And a lot of times it's a sad story because kids or young kids, whatever, get into trouble. You know, they kind of lead down the wrong path. And then you kind of like dive into deeper in like what their childhood was like and things like that. And many times over, it's because of the environment they were raised in were just pretty bad. And of course, there are environments where rich kids would commit like horrendous crimes, right? A recent episode I watched was this young dude. He wanted to kill off his parents so he can get all their money. Well, like, seriously, what the fuck? You're gonna get the money anyways, right? You are. But then why would you want to take me out so you can have the access to the money now? Like, what were you planning on doing with, you know, all that money, right? What were you planning on doing? Nothing, right? Just enjoy life and retire. That's kind of a messed up mentality, right? And I don't know how some of those kids are able to think that way. But it is sad, you know, it's a potential that can happen, but I hope that doesn't happen that way. I hope that if I have children, they don't want to murder me for my little bit of money, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes there are things that you have no control over, like things like that. You pretty much can't control it. You don't know what's going on in their brain, but you just hope that your kids grow up to be productive citizens of society in general and maybe contribute something, right? I think I'm doing my duties by contributing to society because I chose to do medical field, and I feel like that is contributing to humanity in general. But you know, you're contributing to society if you're doing anything. If you're a handyman, if you're a repairman, if you're a garbage man, even shit. Imagine if New York, like all the people go on strike, of garbage men go on strike. By the way, they get paid 6 figures in New York. The city will pretty much shut down. Why do people do that? Why do they AFK in multi? Yes, I agree with everything you said, Alpha. Like, it's good to be strict, right? Because you're looking out for your child. The child doesn't know any better when you're at a young age. And eventually, like me and many other people who are my friends who are at an adult age, you know, they learn that what they've been taught many times is the correct thing, right? And at the end of the day, we just want to make sure that children are safe and they have an opportunity to live a life, right? I think that's the important thing, is to give them the opportunity to live a good life. And whatever life they so choose, at least I did my job to raise them to the age that they can decide things for themselves. Now, if they want to go kill somebody and go to prison, I can't do anything about that, right? Because somewhere along the line in their DNA or coding or whatever, they went down the wrong path. As long as I feel like I'm not responsible for that kind of, you know, end result, and I did my job to raise that kid right and making the right decisions, but then somewhere along the line they decided to go all haywire or whatever, I accept that too, you know. If my child decides that they don't want to do anything in terms of a quote unquote what people dub as a real job, I'm okay with that too. If they want to be a streamer for life, hey, go for it. That's something that's legitimate nowadays, actually, right? You know, if they want to start their own business, whatever, sometimes you have to let people fail in order to succeed. As long as they have enough time to recuperate. Just kind of like investing, right? I'm learning a lot as an adult now, doing adult things, that you have to invest aggressively when you're young. 20s and 30s, you got to go all out. But when you get to like 40s and 50s and 60s, you have to be a little bit more reserved in terms of investing. In case you do fail, you need to recuperate some of your losses, and you need to give yourself that time to do it. And these are the things I didn't think about at all as a child, right? No, who thinks like that? All right, so we only have 11 streamers or watchers now. So we got A4, A2. We have room for one more if people want to join. If you don't, I'm going to give you 8 seconds. If not, then I'm just going to do another run. Because this is pretty easy. You can run it with 3 people, no problem. Especially with 99, 89 Medianas. All right, let's do it then. But I think it's important to just really enjoy the time you have on Earth. Because that's one thing, right, I talk about it a lot, is that we all have that doom. We all have doom over our head, the countdown meter, right? So that debuff is on us. As soon as we're born into this Earth and this life, we have that countdown meters. No problem, Omni. Just join in on the next run. So you have to make sure you utilize your time wisely, man. Have fun, you know. Love your loved ones. Take care of yourself. Shit like that. I say all that with actual feelings, right? I'm not saying that as a catchphrase on my channel. I'm saying it because I truly feel that way. I think it's a good approach towards life. Yes, Alpha, I did. I ran it about 30 times last night, and I think I'm up to 30 plus recipes, but I don't feel like that's really a good ring. It has paralyze, which is kind of not really that useful. It's very niche. It's good against certain, like it's good against shadow links, right? It's good against maybe in the Ochu challenge, but overall it's really not that useful of a ring. But I guess you can get it for like magic, extra magic. I think if you can. I don't think you can actually. I think you can only get crit, accuracy, and maybe whatever else you can get dodge. So it's really just, it's just an MR ring, right? We don't have too many of those available to us. So if you're farming it, you're just really trying to get some little extra stats. Personally, I don't think it's really worth the farm. Because it's not like a powerful must-have like the platinum rod, right? That's a way... Yeah, it's not really good, exactly. You're better off farming it just for the materials. Because there are going to be other things that share the same materials. But the prepare though, brutal is pretty rough, man. Brutal is pretty rough. Like if you're going in with units that are not well built, you're going to get slaughtered. So in many ways... you're wasting more time than you're gaining things. So honestly, like as soon as you get whatever it is that you can get from the missions, getting all the free materials and whatnot, then you're better off spending the time to farm, like for example, the books for the eggs. That would be a much better utilization of your time actually, and energy. So I think we're gonna do 5 more runs if Omni wants to come back. I'll give him some time to re-log in, whatever, and then I'm gonna shut the stream off because it is 11, and I didn't want it to end. I didn't want it to end it at 11, around a 2-hour mark. A couple of reasons: one, my fiance is coming home soon. 2, I want to finish off that last NBA game, and I think we did hang out and had a good time tonight. I think a lot of people were having good laughs in the first 30-40 minutes of the game, of the stream, seeing how my Zazan has failed miserably. It actually made me kind of sad, to be honest, because I know it works. It just didn't work tonight. I don't know why he's doing... Oh, okay. I'm getting ready to crash too. I don't know why Zazan is letting me down tonight. So maybe tomorrow I'll record some arena videos to see if he works. Hey, Andri, man. Hey, how come you... Hey, dude, did you just log on, or are you being in the shadow and not really saying anything? I think Zazan did nerf Steelheart. Hey, Andri, man, how are the kids, dude? By the way, Andre is my real life friend. We've been friends for well over 20 plus years. Hopefully this pandemic kind of like lightens up more so you guys can come visit and stuff like that, dude. Damn, you just logging on? It's like what? It's 11 at your place. I guess it is Friday. I guess the kids are sleeping. You're just hanging out. I was thinking if, oh, well, that's no good. Make sure that kid's hydrated, man. I was thinking like, once the pandemic kind of ease up, I was gonna hit up Gainesville and you guys maybe come down. We can go to like a shooting range or something. I think it's a good time to be, you know, learning some of that stuff. Ah, I got you. Yeah, man, that's the tough part, man. That's the tough part about being a daddy, man. You got a lot of responsibilities. Good thing is I get paid to change diapers. And believe you me, I change a ton of diapers. And adults too. I mean, not adults, young adults. We get a lot of delayed kids. We call them total care kids. So we have to do a lot of diaper changes for like these 180-pound kids. Because they're total care, right? They're delayed, you know. That's the proper words now, delayed. That's definitely not the part that I really enjoy about work sometimes, but it's part of the job. You gotta do what you gotta do. So Dri, man, you gonna play this game? Are you gonna play this game? Did you check out that Lego game that I highlighted on my channel for a long time? You might enjoy that game because you can just play a little bit a day, and you can see some success. I'm in month 3 now, and yeah, I'm seeing a little bit of a success in that game. I'm dangerously close to crashing myself, so it's either the game crashes or there's 4 more runs and then the stream will be called off. But yeah, the Lego one's pretty hard though. Because there's a lot of little things to that game that really gets on my nerves. But if you take the approach that you don't think too much about it, just kind of play the game, you'll have a lot of fun. I stopped covering that game because I was starting to get a little frustrated. But I want to thank everybody for coming tonight, and I want to thank all the viewers that were here earlier, because I noticed that the viewer changed quite a bit, fluctuated quite a bit. And I think we had a good time tonight again. We did the Friday free thinking, so that was good. And we talked. I got a chance to talk about what I feel like, you know, if meta applied to this game or not. And we got to do some arena matches. We got to talk about the toggling abilities. You guys got to witness live my Celir getting maxed. So, all right, Dri, say hi to Ulatina and the kids for me. Have a good one, man. So yeah, good times. I think we're gonna keep this up. I think in the future, if I feel like streaming has a better way to do content for this channel, I think I'll go that route in terms of certain days where I feel like a video just doesn't cut it. Generally speaking, weekends are pretty rough for videos. So I think weekends are definitely the opportunity to stream. So, but unless you guys as viewers want to see different things or have suggestions, feel free to put in any of my videos in the comment sections. I usually answer people right away because I'm usually by the computer, because you know I play this game on the emulator because for me it's easier. It's less strain on my phone. I think that's one of the biggest issues about mobile gaming is playing on the phone is actually pretty rough, right? On your battery life and things like that. And actually last night I re-downloaded Epic 7. For those of you that played that game before or are currently playing that game, I thought I want to give it a shot again, but I'll be honest, man, my phone started heating up pretty quickly. And I have an iPhone, I think it's a 7, the big one. So it's not really super old per se, but it's rough, man. These games are rough on your phones. So I think playing on a computer is a better way to enjoy the game anyways. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the support, guys. I mean, I think stream is just a good opportunity for people to like have fun. You know, you guys just saw my friend Andri there. We got to catch up a little bit. You know, even those few minutes that we caught up, it's just a good way to stay in touch with each other and things like that. So I think streaming in general is going to be good. And honestly, like I don't want to have like there's this one guy I was on Twitch last week. I just I just went there just to check it out. And this guy had 64,000 people watching his stream. He has 5.2 million subscribers on his Twitch channel. And I'm just thinking to myself, he is clearly streaming just to stream. He no longer really cares about his fan base, supporting base, because there's absolutely no way for him to talk to people in chat. Like there's no way he can actually read chat and answer and have a conversation with people, because of the fact that the chat literally goes like this, like it's so fast. Because imagine 64,000 people, right? If only 10% of those people are typing, that's 6,000 people. You cannot see the chat. It's impossible. It boggles my mind. How did people build such a large base? So Alpha, I have a guild. By the way, I was supposed to actually do a recruit video. So I'm going to be doing that right now. So 2 more runs and then I'll do a recruit at the end of this video or end of this stream, and then I'll call it. So the guild I'm in is not run by me. It's run by 2 gentlemen who are really good, really kind folks. All right, the game crashed. Let me log back in real quick. And they're really nice. This guild, we don't have 10 people right now. And I think we're just kind of, the guild leader is a mega whale, right? I think we call him Dirty Whale, but he's a mega whale. He has like 15 URs fully maxed. He's a really nice person. He's very helpful. We have a Discord running, and I'm a sub guild leader, even though I don't really do a whole lot of anything. But because I'm a content creator on YouTube, I'm going to try to recruit more every week. But we're looking for players who are basically active and in overall nice. We don't like douchebags. But so far, I don't think anybody who supports this channel is obviously that. So I think we already had 3 people that joined the guild who are subscribers to the channel. So we're looking for people to join the guild and have good times. The only thing we ask is that you be an active member. Like just make sure you log in every day. And this is the guild name, Culture Nostra. And we're a very relaxing guild, but we're also pretty successful. We're like this half hardcore, half relaxing guild. We have a Discord that I try to get in every day. Everyone's very diligent about doing guild battles at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's why they usually don't save me very many enemies to fight when the day is almost ending. So clearly, I was going to do this last guy, but I forgot about it and they already killed him. So Jabal is a subscriber. The guild leader here is a subscriber. Tall is a subscriber. This is me. Fucus is a subscriber, and I think Grave is a subscriber. So as you can see, he's definitely a mega whale. His ranking is 110. 86 Jabal, I think, is a dolphin. And then Ryan, I think he's a whale or a dolphin. Grave is a dolphin or a whale. And then Fucus is a dolphin or a whale. So we have a lot of hardcore players. They have pretty good knowledge of the game. And of course, there's me, who's kind of somewhere in between. I think eventually I'm going to move my account, the main account, into this guild as well. Because I think that's where I need to be. These are really good people. So we're always just looking for good people to join this guild. Like I said, nothing serious in terms of requirement other than you just need to be active. Participate in guild battle and make sure you log in every day. And I'm going to show you the statues. We are pretty much a newer guild. and we're working on all the statues. The guild that my pay-to-win account is in is still only on statue level 4. So it's really not that behind in terms of, as long as you have active players, you can get the statues up fairly quickly. Well, when I mean douchebag, I'm talking about douchebag to others. You know, kicking people in multi is not being a douchebag. I'm talking about, because in Discord, everyone, you know, you still have to be cordial to each other, even if you disagree with someone's opinion, right? And that's what I mean by that. But yeah, we're looking for people, just people who want to have fun, people who want to come and play with us. Yeah, big time streamers are just, yeah, you're right. They're just there to earn money, really. They don't give two shits about individuals anymore, right? It's kind of like you go from your community college where you have, like, what, 20, 30 people in the class and you get to know everyone, shit like that. Then you graduate to like a huge college where there's literally thousands of students in the class, and the professor can give a shit about whoever individuals are, right? Because that's what it's all about. So, again, oh, wow, yeah, you're right. 5 p.m. Center. Yeah, you don't want to join a guild that has nothing to do with your time zone. But the thing is, everyone fights so fast, so early, chances are you don't really have many options left to do when you log in. Yes, Alpha, we have a Discord. So if you join the guild, you get all that info, Alpha. And it looks like you're pretty into this game, because I noticed you do have a level 99 Warrior Blight. So like I said, you're more than welcome. Here's the information. I'll have it on the screen right now. You can just type that in. And then again, I'll be recruiting pretty much in every arena video, because I plan to do arena videos every day, I think, soon, like I used to when I first started the channel, because now I can actually talk about strategies like I did in the video and see if it come to fruition, right? Like I did. And I think we can all have a good laugh at some of these. So, yep, that's it. Sorry I had to cut off like that because my game crashed. There's not much I can do about that. And that's unfortunately how emulators work. So, I think I want to thank everybody again for coming. You guys all been great. Very courteous to each other. Very nice people. And I think that's what I really want to involve myself with. I don't want to, you know, be people who are rude and things like that. And if you are rude, then be rude to people that you once you get to know them better, right? That's how life works, right? You're always rude to your family, right? Because you know you can get away with it sometimes. But if you're with strangers, you know, being rude it seems kind of off-putting. But I think once you get to know people more, then you can actually, you know, loosen up a bit, whatever, and that's fine. And I think when people are like being, you know, jokingly mean to each other, that's because of the fact that you've known each other for a long time. So again, you guys have a great weekend. Maybe I'll stream again sometime this week. I doubt it because I have to work Sunday. And then Saturday, I'm going to see if I can either put up just like a short video or maybe stream again tomorrow night. It really depends. But you guys have a good night, okay? Take care. I'm going to do that. And then that's it for me.